You know, I learned in this business, it is not what you make, it is how you make people feel, right? And yes, this is my core business. I make fashion wares and nice suits, thank you. But it's really about how we feel together, right? It's about participatory exploration. Right? They say, the Oxford Learner's Dictionary, check this out, guys. They say that emotions are like the deepest thing in life. That they're what make life worth living and notionally worth ending. That's some heavy shit, right? So I took the inspiration this year of using emotions to drive the narrative around this ad campaign. I wanted to do something really different. So I started with, I'm a college dropout, right? But I actually took Psychology 101. And in Psychology 101, they teach about Food Chick's emotion wheel, right? And there's supposedly these 26 odd states of emotions: anger, love, fear, resentment, right? And all of these things really are what we respond to in life, right? In marketing. We love, we hate, we will submit. Sometimes we feel remorse. These are just 4 of Food Chick's supposed emotions. In a digital age, though, how do we break through? How am I supposed to out-billboard the next guy, right? How do I cut through all the static and the white noise in the system so that you guys, hopefully some of you kind folks here, actually want to share what it is that I'm doing? How do I press play? How do I activate? Right? Well, the genesis of this collection was about introducing the idea of a muse, right? So I thought, chocolate and peanut butter. 2 great tastes that taste great together, man. The chocolate falls into the peanut butter. Technology and fashion. Controversy and advertising, right? Reese's, baby. Lindsey Lohan became my muse for this fall 2010 collection. And Scout's honor, like a year ago, I contemplated this. And me and my partner Seth argued the merits, the plus, and minuses. And I've been geeking on her for a while. I've painted her and some of my images. It's very fascinating. And I hadn't had the pleasure of meeting her until this effort. So this became like a self-fulfilling prophecy for me. So, the notion behind this campaign was inspired by some of the great artwork of Robert McGinnis. Robert McGinnis was this illustrator who used to do all this great work for the James Bond posters, right? And he always had this image of a woman that would just disarm a man. No matter how armed he was and dangerous, how brooding, he could just unplug her. So this journey is about a muse, but not any old kind of muse. A digital muse. And those of you that know me, right, know that everything roots back to Star Wars for me somehow. So I wanted to figure out, like, how can I unlock this genie in a bottle? What was going to be the device I was going to use? So I thought about R2-D2 and Obi. Are you there? Obi-Wan Kenobi, the Leia moment. For you Star Wars geeks, anyone here? Yeah! Thought so. So, you know that hologram of Leia? So, I was like, how can I make a modern hologram? So there's this great technology that's out there. It's called augmented reality. And some of you guys might know about the stuff, read about it if you're, tech geeks like myself. And we wanted to use this in a way where we really kind of mainstream the technology. This will summons our muse. And in the bar in front of you, you guys are going to be able to play with it. See, these little glyphs that everyone's wearing with my skull shear logo, that they're all around this little tech bar here. And you guys are going to be able to go up there and play with it. And then we will be recording you interacting with your emotions. Because you're not going to play with Lindsay's emotions. She's going to play with yours. Is you hold it up to essentially any web browser. You got any web browser will work. And you need a webcam, and it activates this. It'll go full screen, there's audio, video, and I shot basically 4 scenes. And I thought in life, there's 2 fantasies every man has, right? So I wanted to come up with this storyline. One is, the number 1 fantasy of every man is to have sex with as many women as possible at once. That's a fact. Okay?
Force me with you.
The number 2 fantasy is to rob a bank with a woman as hot as Lindsey Lohan. A bank heist, right? So this story takes you on a journey where Lindsey muses me, inspires me by cutting off a strip of fabric from her dress. Because she asked me, when is done done? And I take that strip and I sew it into the jacket, or you sew it into the jacket, right? She then says, with all these things you have, there's one thing you don't have. All this money, you can't buy time, so why don't we steal it? So we go on a heist, and we steal time. And at the end of this narrative that will unfold, and you'll see how I wove it into the collection, that's why there is a stripe on the suit. That wasn't just accidental. You'll see that Lindsey gave like really emotive stuff. This girl has got chops. All right, life happens for all of us. Okay, for better or worse. And at the end of the day, as an actress, she gave us everything that we needed, and she helped in a very kind of selfish, indulgent, self-fulfilling prophecy kind of way, me, live through this fantasy. So I'm rooting for Lindsey, and I hope that when she gets back, she gets on her feet, and we're all